some of the slider. Hold it down. Council. There you go. All right.
Miss Donna, doing all right?
Doing great.
Good, good.
Hey, Eric.
Miss Margaret, do you mind? There's some 2022. Yeah. 2024.
Say they got all this white wine. This is what I see. The church in this one. I'm perfectly.
It's the last one. Each one. So it's going to be this right here. It's going to be page number. So it's the last page. Or it's the last one. So you're just giving them that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Wait, that's far, that's far.
Oh, page 11.
No, it is. It is. Yeah, page one is. Well, total fund expenditures here is. So you're just basically with the general fund, you know, you have,
Just like here,
$4.9.
here total. And then,
Period action. So you don't have a lawsuit.
so I'll read the first two.
You get what you're doing, you do guarantees.
Okay.
If you're in deposit at that point. They-
When are they operating?
Well, they are right now, but you'll have one that may. So right now,
That day, 15, 4. We spent money, so we should be breaking.
right, right. Is it still turning? I mean, is it good? Miss Judy? How are you?
Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. It is August the 10th, 2026, and at this time, we're going to go ahead and open the public hearing. And do we have any questions or comments on the following introduced ordinance? It's ordinance 2026-08, an ordinance rescinding ordinance 2026-05, an ordinance annexing certain property into the corporate limits of the town of Iowa, Louisiana, in accordance with the provisions of the revised statute of the state of Louisiana, Title 33, Section 172, following the petition of Progressive Merchants Incorporated and due advertisement. Any questions? Okay. At this point, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and we're going to move on to our agenda. I am going to vacate any, well, I do it this way. The only comments I have for this evening, folks, if you can, help us out. If you'd like to speak, we need you to come to the microphone because a lot of folks are saying they can't hear while you're sitting back there, okay? So if you don't mind, just come to the microphone so you can speak. At this point, we're going to do a call to order. If you'll join me and stand with Mr. Joe Becknell's going to do our, I'm sorry.
Establish
How about
quorum?
do our quorum first?
Yes, sir.
You go ahead and stand. Ms. Julie Fontenot.
Here.
Mr. Joe Becknell.
Here.
Ms. Vanessa Gillard.
Here.
Mr. Gerald Gittry.
Here.
Okay. We have a quorum. Mr. Joe, if you'll lead us in an invocation and then followed by the pledge.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together today. We ask for your wisdom, your guidance, and spirit of unity as we begin our discussion. Fill our hearts with patience, our minds with clarity, and help us work together in harmony for the greater good. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Maybe you can be seated. All right, the next item we have is to adopt the agenda.
I'd like to ask a change on item number 9, change to make a motion for Waste Pro. Yeah.
So we're asking to make a change to the agenda to change item number 9 to become a motion to accept the proposal for Waste Pro of Louisiana. Okay. All right.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. It is on the agenda now as being a motion. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make that motion. Adopt the agenda. Second.
All in favor? Okay. That motion carries. Next item is approval of minutes as submitted for regular meeting, July 13th, 2026, and special meeting, July 27th, 2026.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor? Okay. And at this time, we normally move to a report of finance. We are going to make that copy available to you if you'd like it. Let Miss Elsie know and she can get you a copy. Next month, we will have we'll have somebody in place here that can go through that quite extensively for you and to give that report. All right. The next thing we have,
Budget?
I'm sorry.
Are we in budget?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes. And that is available at any time too, Mr. Kenneth. So next thing we have is number 2 is Miss Margaret Fontenot, if you don't mind coming forward. And it's Mr. Russell? Is his name? I'm sorry.
Weston.
Wesley, I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to. All right. Ms. Margaret Fontenot is here to request a variance for a mobile home to be moved at 307 South Knapp. The age of this particular mobile home is a 2024. Go ahead.
2024,
Sure.
okay. I'm sorry, I'm real nervous.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
A property description, as you can see on lot 8 and north 40 foot of lot 10. The reason I'm here is to discuss lot 8. Okay, my house sits on the 40 foot of lot 10 and my garage is on lot 8. Okay, I don't want this property to be a rental property. I want to get that clear. You know, this is to discuss that my son put his 2024 16 by 80 mobile home on the back half of lot 8, and I have a parish map that I gave y'all, and in red I kind of put where it wants to go at. And I have included the best of my drawing, the map and the measurements of lot 8, where I want to put the home. The reason I want to move my son there is for him and his family, so my grandson will have a yard to play in and to create a safe environment. My son and daughter-in-law are the people who are there when I need help. And I inherited this property from my mom and dad. My son cuts my yard and tries to do what is necessary to the property when he has one day a week off and weekend, every other weekend. This way, it would be easier for him and easier for my daughter-in-law when she needs to bring the kids to doctors or pick up Macy from school. Macy is a 15-year-old that going to Iowa High, and she's been in Iowa ever since kindergarten. And Jojo is a 2-year-old, so he needs a yard. You know, the park they live in is not environmental safe for him to play outside. Both will be graduating from Iowa one day, I hope. And hopefully next year I can retire and I want to do some traveling. So with them in my yard, I'll feel safer when I do travel. They can maintain if there's a water leak or, you know, and keep everything up to par and that. So that's why I want to put them there. It's not for.
So just so the council understands and folks understand, the reason you're asking for this variance is because of the way it's subdivided. And so basically your garage is on the property next to it.
Just the garage.
Yeah. And so that's the reason you're asking for the variance.
Right.
So I just wanted to be clear for the.
There's only 10 foot of my open garage that is on lot 8. And that's to the front of the property. I want to put him in the back, north back.
Okay.
So,
Any questions by the council?
If the residential thing is a sticking point for everybody, you can make the variance conditional on it being used for residential purposes.
So you're on lot, what number? The house is on lot what?
lot 40 is the 40 foot
Okay,
of lot 10.
okay, and then the
10
lot
foot of the
8.
garage is on lot 8.
Okay, but there's no one living, of course, in the shed, so that lot,
The shed
Would
is
just
on
be-
lot 40, behind the house.
No, she's lot 10. What she's
Lot
saying is
10.
nobody's living in the garage.
No,
correct, so I think the ordinance says that one dwelling as far as a livable, mobile home, small house per lot. So it's just the garage on there.
Yes,
Yes.
open,
Just
there's
one
no
right.
ties or anything.
Correct, okay.
Whoever we talked to said that it wasn't dwelling on that. That's what we get.
That was on the house.
The house.
The back, no, that was the back side.
All right. I would just like for you to understand too, there are certain restrictions on mobile homes and as far as the skirting, so just bear that in mind. But it's really up to the council as to the variance on that because of the subdivision. The subdividing that lot's what's caused that. So they'll need to give a variance to allow that to happen.
I mean, we got skirting on the trailer.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to remind you.
But lot 8 is not subdivided.
On what we're looking at on the property, it's showing a subdivision line. So I'll show you. And that's what triggered the question. Okay.
I drew that line so that way to give y'all an idea of what,
See when it's,
okay,
see
this
this
is,
line right here?
that's lot 40.
Right.
This is the lot 40. This is the property line right here.
Right,
This
that's
is
the
lot
subject.
8.
Correct, that is the line. So basically what it is because that is attached over the top, or to that portion, that's what triggered the reason for this. So everything is fine,
Okay,
but I'm just saying why it triggered that, okay?
okay. Because all the measurements I took is from the driveway.
Correct. Right.
Council, do we have a consensus?
I believe it's on a separate lot from the house. And there's gonna be only one dwelling on that lot, meaning livable. I made that motion for the variance on that piece of property.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, at this time, we're gonna have a discussion of the following. Chief, if you want to come forward with all this, you're welcome to. If you just want us to read through it, it's up to you. And so we have, the first item on the list is the 5% COLA raises for employees.
I want to give I'm only authorized to oversee the daily operations in the police department. I have a budget established, and I'm going to take those funds and give them a 5% COLA raise. It's my intent.
Okay. All right.
That's where I stand with that.
Okay. Any questions, council? Okay. Do we want to talk about the reinstatement of the health savings account?
Yes, sir. I asked for the numbers for the police department to reinstate the benefits that were cut back in June. Whatever year, I don't have it in front of me, but 6 months into the first term, my first term.
Okay.
I cannot do insurance contracts. I cannot deal with a contract. I need the city council to address the cost because you have to enter into contracts when it comes to insurance.
Correct.
That's why I was asking about that. I don't have authority to do that.
Correct. As far as, we've gotten a copy here of what it looks like the cost would be to add into, and we go through that list, the reinstatement of family insurance supplement, reinstatement of short-term disability. So those particular items are in this particular paperwork that we have laid out. So the bigger question for the council is the cost and what we do to accommodate those things. That's really the discussion. And so when we look at it, the 5% COLA, if we bring back in the short-term disability, the HSA, the spouse dependent insurance premium benefit, you're looking at, and of course this also has, let's see, $120,000 out of that. So you're looking at $140,000 ballpark of an increase into the general fund budget with that particular
And that's
cost.
just the police officers, that is excluding county employees, is that what that number is, or is it?
Well,
all employees?
we can't do one. We can't just pick and choose. We'd have to do
Oh,
all
I
employees.
think everybody should.
Yeah, we'd have to do all employees, and that
Right.
should cover everybody. And this is the layout for everybody, all the employees, and what the cost is. So, when we get into, so really the question is going to be, where are we going to bring the funds from? So currently we have I think it's like $45,000 in LAMP for general fund. So if we start moving money out of that into the general fund, that decreases the LAMP reserve. So what we do by doing this, by increasing these benefits again, is it's going to take and move into the next year with a bottom line number that's going to be higher than what we have currently. The third year, it's going to be, again, the same thing. So we're dealing with a revenue that is not covering our expenses. So we've got to get to the point where we are not borrowing from that land fund. So that's really what we're looking at. This is just purely an arithmetic problem as far as what
So what's
What I look at.
reasonable?
What's that?
Explain to me, what would you deem, all of you, reasonable after all these employees have they got a 3% raise after their benefits were cut? What's reasonable? The lamp fund is back up and running from what, for the last 3 years, from the reports I've been hearing in these meetings. We're not at the deficit we were when you made those initial cuts. I mean, I don't have those numbers in front of me, but we're obviously very, we have money and we're not in the same boat. It's 3 years later and the revenue's been replenished in a lot of that lamp fund, based on what I've been listening to in these reports.
Correct.
Is that not
Correct.
true?
Correct. And so with the lamp funds, what we have is those individual funds are associated with that particular fund. So when it comes to our water fund, we have quite a bit in the water fund compared to the others because it is an infrastructure issue that if we have a well go down, we have to have those resources to take care of it in a fast way. You know as well as I do, FEMA's not fast. So we got to make sure that we have that reserve there. When we get into some of the other things, we're looking at the projects that we're attempting to try to get through as well as an infrastructure base. So the whole purpose behind what we've been trying to do to walk ourselves back into where we gain revenue and it's higher than our expenditures is to increase our economic development. Waffle House, the new chicken place, O'Reilly's. That's where our revenue is going to come from. The annexations are bringing in new businesses. It's going to provide us those numbers. We have a brief period, I think, where we feel the pinch. We all do. And I think the bottom line is that we all want everybody to be successful and be able to have the raises. I would love to be able to get raises. I can't justify it based on the numbers I look at. But it's really the call of the council. And if we want to borrow from a fund to put into that reoccurring cost, we'll never be able to pay that fund back.
Question.
Yes.
Every month, the projected revenue from the school board sales tax was above what was estimated for this budget. It was in excess, or most every month, we had an excess of what you budgeted in this budget.
Right.
What about that month? That has nothing to do with LAMP.
Right.
That there is a increase every month on those taxes collected. On what you put in that original budget, so you have excess funds, where do those go?
Those are budgeted. Look, from the
No,
sales
it's
tax
excess-
side.
It's excess though, on what you budgeted as a revenue
I
coming in.
understand that, but I do tax collection for
Right,
the
and
sales
so
tax
that-
office. You know, having a couple months in this fiscal year of excess, that's great. Summer months are usually good. Like, you know, you got people moving around, they're spending money, their kids are home. So summer is usually a good sales tax month.
I think it's every month.
And so, I mean,
Well, I look at the papers, it's every month.
but where I'm going with this is even if there's a surplus, it still falls back into the general fund. And so, you know, it's still with the like, this is just separation of powers.
Let me, I guess I don't understand. When we make this budget, according to what the mayor said, we balance the budget. So if we say we're getting $100 in here, when we do our expenses, we budget $100 to spend. Is that not how that's working?
Well, the budget is projections. That's expectations, that's projections. As you get money in, that's what amendments are for. And that's really where the separation of powers in this comes along, where if we do end up collecting more revenue, okay, we have a surplus, the council says, all right, what are we going to do with the surplus? How are we going to allocate that? Are we going to, like, what are we going to do with it, right? But it still has to be from some specific appropriation from the council. And as far as, like, this whole thing is just like law school separation of powers at work. Interesting to a geek like me, but you know, you have someone that wants something done, whether it's, you know, reinstatement of benefits, whatever it might be. Mayor his authority comes from the council. All those things we want done, they require contracts to be signed, things to be done. But his authority is derived from the council. So someone comes up, says, council, based on the information, whatever, you've been presented, what are we going to authorize them to actually assign capacity? Yeah.
Because they're the governing body. They make that decision.
So what probably doesn't get spoken about too much is the increase in expenditures. Even though we make these projections, I know that the cost of the health insurance went up over $50,000 this year. So when we look at that cost and what those surpluses might be that you're seeing on a monthly basis, I think we ended the year, and I could be wrong, we'll look at it and we'll pull those numbers, but I want to say we were up last year by about 12 to 13%, which was it was good to see that to start to come back up after 3 years. I think we're going to see that again happening over the next few months. We're going to start seeing some of that more trend up, which the more we have coming in, the easier it's going to be to come back and look at some of this and say, okay, let's reinstate this. Let's reinstate that. I don't think there's an issue with moving in a direction, but I don't know that we want to bite off more than we can chew based on what we're seeing in the short term. That's just my opinion, but the council's opinion is what matters.
Exactly.
So
Totally
basically
agree with you
that's
there.
where it's at with that. But when we look at the cost to bring these benefits back, you're looking at about $120,000, give or take, based on what I'm seeing here, 140,000 or something. All right.
Can I make a suggestion? I'm not a numbers person, never have been. This is just a suggestion. You have 4 items here: COLA raises, the reinstatement of health savings, reinstatement of family insurance supplement, reinstatement of short-term disability. That's 4 items. We're in the latter part of the calendar year, but not of the fiscal
Brand
year,
new
the
budget.
budget year. Is it possible, and I don't know how y'all think about this, but taking 2 of those 4 items and reinstating that now, the 5% COLA raises? Yes.
I would
And-
say HSA or 5, you don't have to mitigate insurance and stuff. I mean, it's your decision, but that's what I'm asking. What's reasonable? It's give and take. They've been working for years, their stuff was cut, and they haven't got compensated. All the employees. And I can only govern the police officers. But I'm just saying, I think they would appreciate that. They have families, they experiencing this inflation, and let's face it, none of us are making a lot of money.
Right. And you got, like the
That's a
COLA
good idea,
raises.
Julie.
Right, the COLA raises, it's gonna help everybody. I mean, everything's going up, everything, gas, food, utilities. So that's gonna help everybody. And do 2 now, and let's just say come January,
That's a fantastic
look at
idea.
the other 2 that we choose to postpone and look at those, because of course, by the end of the year, hopefully, we'll have more money coming in, but that's just
Sure,
my
I mean,
opinion.
sales tax 2, by the way, what is sales tax 2? I remember when the people voted on that, it was also including the police department, correct? I remember I'm quoting you, Mayor, when we asked the citizens to renew that tax, I specifically recall that included the police department. Sales tax 2,
Sales tax 2 is street department.
the one they just renewed.
So
Does it not? Did you not say that? I'm just curious.
what I would like to get back to, Chief, is we're kind of straying from that. I don't mind answering any of this.
No, I just asked you.
But what we have here is, I really think that what we have to do as a body, as a town, is really to step back and say, how do we want to do this? Where do we want to move that money to? It's the reason that I think that we should have the discussions in lane about how and where. That's really the conversation. It's not about not doing it. It's about how and where. And I think we need to have some time to discuss those particular items.
I discussed that back in April, if I recall, when we had our budget meeting. Just I think Joe was in there and Vanessa was in there, and I do recall talking about that in that meeting. Yeah, so that's quite a bit of time.
And again, at that particular time, we were still watching our numbers. We didn't know if we were gonna continue down that track. So I'm asking for a little patience here. Every one of us are in the same boat when it comes to compensation. Nobody's left outside of the boat. Nobody's immune from it. What I'm asking is if we step back, take the next 30 days. I'd really like for the council to get involved and to say where we want to do this from, how we want to move those monies. When we have monies earmarked for certain things, as far as the emergency evacuation route, all of those things that have been very well discussed for decades, that is going to help improve the town. And I'm not saying that the police department doesn't. What I'm saying is that we're trying to make the best move to create that revenue stream that's going to get us to a point where we're not having a discussion about what the budget is for how many people I can have in the department, which I run shorthanded and doing it every single walk in. Same thing with you. So we're not, we both have the same issue. But when we have that, when we have the revenues where they were, that's the reason the caution was done. That's the reason that we backed out of these things, because it was very expensive. This is what allowed us to give you more money for some of your officers. So that's really what takes precedence. So I would just ask the council to take some time. Let's look at which one of these is going to be the most beneficial to move forward with at this time, and to look at it for the future as well as to what we can do otherwise.
And if there's some permutations you wanted to get information on, I think that's kind of the great part about this is like we're talking about it, and you know, what would a 5% COLA raise look like? Get those numbers in the next couple of weeks. We bring, we have that in front of us if we want to do something,
We
next
can have
month.
a special meeting to discuss
Or
all that.
especially however we want to do it. I mean, just making informed decisions.
Well, I do think it's important that we reinstate this, and I understand where's the money gonna come from? But still, these need to be reinstated, for the people who work for the town, who, protect us as far as the police department, and who work in City Hall to maintain, the town's business, so. I would say, we can get that information and have a meeting in about 2 weeks and go over those figures.
I think too, probably the easier part is to actually literally have a couple of the council come in at a time and we sit in and go over the numbers and y'all tell me, hey, where do you want to do it? That way we can expedite it a lot quicker. Sometimes we get into these meetings and it turns into a personal situation instead of an arithmetic problem. So if y'all can help me out with that, I'd really like to try to get some of this stuff to rest. So that's my request, if you don't mind. All right. Any other questions on those? Okay. We have on the item is E is review ordinance for compensation of chief of police. Did y'all have any questions about these? And I'm gonna leave that to you, if you don't mind, Russ.
Yeah. This is something I've kind of gone back and forth with everybody on for a while. Really, it comes down to we have a ordinance that could be worded better. It uses a little bit too broad of a term, and well, maybe it is the council's intent, maybe it's not. I don't really know what people were thinking back then. But, the gist of it is the word compensation is a very broad umbrella that includes everything that is paid to somebody, whether it comes in the form of a direct deposit or a benefit or whatever. And that's what we have right now is an ordinance that sets compensation using far too broad of a term. And maybe that's the council's intent at the time. I have no idea. I wasn't around at that point in time. But, I think it would behoove everybody to take a look at it and make sure it is in line with what the council actually wants. You know, and it gives flexibility in the future if you want to pull some levers to revisit it and make sure it's in line with what we want our officials to pay. Because by law, there's only like 4 or 5 of us that have to have an ordinance that sets our salary. It's me, mayor, chief, and y'all. So whatever is, and Miss Cindy. And so, you know, if those numbers ever change, they have to be done by ordinance. And I think, you know, again, this was passed before it was around, so maybe it was in line with what everybody wanted. But I think some of the discussions I've had over the last year made me think that maybe it's not. And so I think we should probably look at it and look at what we really want those ordinances to say and give us flexibility to provide for.
Needs to be more precise.
Yes, that's a much more concise way of saying all those words that I said.
Okay, any idea, because I don't know, when this ordinance was, I guess, last updated?
The last like formal one was 2023. I think it's been some like percentage adjustments since then.
Yes.
But I think that's right.
Yes.
But is it something, Mr. Russ, that would be best if council would kind of go through that with you?
Yeah.
I mean, is it
Yes.
something you're willing
Correct.
to go through so that
It
we can
doesn't.
understand
It
this?
involves legal advice, and I have to be very careful what I say in a public meeting about it. But yeah, y'all have my cell phone, so at any point if you want to call me and ask about it, happy to help you.
And I think part of it is that going through the paperwork, as far as the ordinances, it leaves a lot of open interpretation across the board. It's not just one individual position, it's all of them have some ambiguities in it that I think we probably should address and spell it out so that there's no question, because that's where we're at, we have questions, so. All right.
I'm a little confused. What I'm hearing, just tell me what I'm hearing. These ordinances are inconsistent.
Not that they're inconsistent, it's that they're consistently vague. It's consistently overbroad and vague is the issue.
And if there's missing things on there, but what about that? Reading what I was handed, and there appears to be some things missing. In relations, I'm just asking.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
If they're inconsistent, this is inconsistent, there's some things missing in relation to my compensation on these forms that I got. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, you just referred to the benefits, right?
Is that the ordinance 2019?
And so
Absolutely. It's on one, and it's not on one. I'm a little confused.
Yeah,
I'm just confused.
I can only operate off of an ordinance that was passed in 2023 that uses one specific word, right?
And I'm operating on an ordinance that I know what the law says in reference to an elected official, so that's why I'm trying to.
No, I know what the law says.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I understand, and that's why we're having a
I'm
conversation.
confused.
And
I'm asking, this is just the first time I've seen
the ordinance says, it uses a very broad term, which is compensation, which includes any value that goes, it's Glenshaw Glass, it's an old income tax case, any assessed value, you know, that's compensation. So that includes benefits, that includes, you know, HSAs or whatever. So by using a word, by saying I'm going to pay somebody $10,000 in compensation, they might get a salary of $8,000 and then also get a benefit of $1,000, another, you know, some retirement thing of $1,000. Compensation is an overbroad term. I think taking a look at those ordinances and being more specific about it gives us the flexibility to fix the issue and move these levers in a much more.
How long will it take for them to actually fix this?
It's up to the council as soon as they decide how, if or when they're going to decide.
Y'all know approximate time that it to fix this problem? Just asking. I don't know. I'm
Well,
asking.
we have to meet, and then we have to be able to add it in as a ordinance, and we have to be in the next meeting unless we call a special meeting. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know if that's correct.
It's an ordinance, so you have an
And
introduction
then the
period, and then
introduction,
you
and
have
then you gotta wait
a.
30 days for the next meeting to vote it in.
And we're gonna address this
I think it's
immediately.
10,
I think 10 days.
10 days. So we could have another meeting. And
We're gonna address this immediately. I'm just asking.
I would think we all can decide how soon we can all meet.
I've
Well,
just
I
been
think
inquiring about
again-
it a little while. That's why
I think
was
again,
asking.
the conversation probably needs to reside between the town attorney and the council members so that they can be apprised as to what and how. I think that's really the bigger
I would
question.
like to see it in, since it is me that is being affected by it.
Well, again, I think it's really up to the
You
council and
represent
the,
me as well, don't you?
It'll all-
I'm not asking too much.
And
no,
I,
I'm just saying as far as the phone calls.
Yeah.
That's something that look, however y'all work it out, I think we'll be fine.
and look, me and Cindy circulated some draft ordinances, like, I mean, I've got this stuff. If the council decided to do something different,
Right.
those aren't my decisions to make, right? I don't decide those things. But I have drafts that I can go back. I mean, it's almost plug and play at this point. I think you might have seen it. I think we went back and forth. You've
We
seen the
discussed it, I mean, we haven't discussed it, yes. I'm just, I just want to see it fixed. It affects me, it'll affect any future change.
And look,
It needs to be fixed.
I have zero issue with, you sitting in, if someone wants to ask me questions. I'm kind of leaving it to y'all. I'm a resource. Y'all have my phone number. I'm happy to talk to y'all whenever y'all want.
I'm going to encourage the council to make those calls to Russ so that this can be expedited as early as possible. Okay? Thank you. The next item, Russ, I'll let you just deal with that very briefly if you.
So it's a procedural issue. I believe the chief would like to purchase a new vehicle.
No, yeah, not yet.
Chief, okay. I think we just kind of,
Okay, you
We
kind of
kinda
covered
lumped
all of
E
it
in
the
it.
same. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's fine. All right, then G, if you want to. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, Russ.
okay. This is one, just a procedural separation of powers issue. I believe the chief wants to purchase a new vehicle, and, it's, the mayor has signed the contract for it, and so we just have to have a vote, or, well, the council has to approve, give the mayor the authority to go sign the contract.
Excuse me. Contract. You talking about enterprise, or you talking about a purchase of my equipment? I'm requesting clarity. I want to buy a vehicle which is classified as police equipment. You're talking about a contract, and I looked at these documents involving a contract with enterprise. I am not requesting.
I'm not talking about enterprise.
I'm not requesting to be contracted with you. Because I also did not request to discuss this, because this is incomplete. I am just getting the total amount. It's incomplete right now, because the bid law says it has to be under $70,000. And we don't have the total cost yet. So I requested via email that we didn't discuss this in the meeting in the first place.
We can table it.
I
I've been on
think we should-
vacation.
I really think we should table it.
I've been trying to get lost on the mountain for the last week, so.
I really think this should be tabled. and,
The-
We'll address it later. I agree.
The only thing that I would add to this particular thing with the purchase order is, if my understanding is correct, and this is what I would like to hear from the attorney, town vehicles belong to town.
That is mine.
And so any vehicle that belongs to the town, which we have to provide insurance on, has to go through the council. Is that the correct process?
I don't know that it's a it's hard to say for every single thing.
Yeah,
It's-
I'd like
it's-
I'd like to know that
It's
myself.
more, to me, it's just, there's a contract that has to be signed. The only person with authority for the town to sign a contract is the mayor, who only has the authority to sign something given to him
He's
by the
talking
council.
about town vehicles, I'm talking about police equipment, and then by definition, police equipment with an elected Larson chief has authority with an established budget to purchase his equipment. As long
It's
as
not,
it's been,
it's,
you're saying the
it's not
vehicle's
about
not
the
equipment?
so
I'm just
I
asking.
want to decouple, this is more procedural in nature than
I'm
substantive.
just asking.
And
for
so
definition.
substantive would be about whether or not, you know, you have the ability to like make the decision, I want to buy this, right? That's a substantive thing. Procedural is, how do I go make that purchase? If it involves a contract, you know, the mayor is the person with that authority to sign a contract for the town,
Through the council.
with
Only through
the
the
authority of the council.
It's purchase.
Okay.
So purchase, I'm purchasing police
A
equipment.
purchase.
That's, I'm confused.
Have you ever heard the phrase that a
I want
square?
clarity on this. I know that that is police equipment.
Have you ever heard the phrase a square is a rectangle, the rectangle isn't a square? That is, a purchase is a contract, and not every contract is a purchase.
So what I'm just asking, if I want to buy a vehicle which is classified as police equipment, what I'm hearing is that I have no authority as an elected chief in a Larson town to purchase my equipment because it's a contract.
You're hearing me wrong, then.
That's
What
what
I'm
I'm
saying
trying
is
to
that
understand.
if you cross the apex and decide that I need this vehicle, you've made that substantive decision, right?
Mhm.
You know, that's your prerogative. Someone has to go sign that contract on behalf of the town, since it's property that's owned by the town. That person is the only person with that authority under the Larson Act is the mayor. And so he only gets that authority by a vote of the council.
So honestly, all of the police department is property of the town. Everything we have is classified as property of the town. But it's police equipment. And the law, I'm confused. I thought the law said that an elected chief, once his budget is established, he controls all personnel, equipment, etc.
He does control the
He doesn't need
substantive.
the mayor's or the council's approval to oversee his operations and his
You're
equipment.
conflating,
I'm
you're
asking a
conflating
question.
the authority to obligate the town with the ability to make, like, just make that decision.
I've done it for 19 years.
I cannot, I've been around for a year. I
That's
can't
why I'm
control how
confused.
things are done, or I can't play that game. I get asked to look into an issue, that's what I'm confined to.
I'm not upset. I'm just trying to get some clarity because I'm confused. That's all.
And the conflation is that the substantive authority to decide what is within your department's budgetary restrictions, that's on you. I'm not, you know, I don't get involved in that. But if we go buy a car, someone's gonna have to sign their name on it. And the only person that can sign their name on it for the town is the mayor with the council's approval. It's substance versus procedural things.
If I went and bought a trailer to haul out police equipment, they would have a title, and that trailer costs $1,500. Is that a contract?
I can tell you
I'm
in
just
my
asking.
other government work, we have limits, we have ordinances that we pass for discretionary authority for government officials. The point you're making is that, do you have to go get authority or have the mayor sign off on a contract for office supplies? I agree. That would not be a great use of time and resources for anybody.
Where's
So
the line?
what we have
Where-
done
what
in
about
other jurisdictions is we have just like discretionary thresholds where there's a standing ordinance. If it's not going to be more than this much, and as long as it meets all the other typical requirements of a government purchase.
appointed chief, correct?
No, I'm just, it's just home rule charter ordinances, it's just local government.
This is Larson.
But it's Larson Act, home rule, like it's the same in that regard.
Well, I should have that document. I think I got it in the email. and I will follow up on this at a different time. And I appreciate you explaining that, Russ. And I really appreciate that y'all are gonna immediately address this issue because it's been affecting me, and it's been a very long time.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next item we have is a request, Chief Vincent, a motion to approve the hiring of Joshua Welch as patrolman.
Yes.
We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
And Harley Davidson, I guess that's great.
That's gonna be on
later.
eight.
My only question
I'm
is
sorry.
CAD for the police department. I'm confused on that one.
Okay.
We'll have to wait
Let's go
till
to
we
number
get to
5 and
that.
then we'll come back to it. All right. So we have a discussion of the enterprise fleet service. I think there's some misconception on it. I'd like to kind of explain it. I don't get a chance to explain this in detail as to how the program works. And it currently, and this is in relation to your fleet vehicles. And this is more specific to how it works for the police department. So you have 5 patrol cars we got from Enterprise, okay? So what happens is, let's see. Let me see if I got the right thing here. So I don't talk on the turn. All right. So if we look at our 5, and I think you got one of these in your packet too.
Yes, I reviewed it, man.
Yeah,
I
okay.
had an opportunity.
So we have the 5 vehicles, and as you look across there, it'll say 12-month equity position. So what happens with these 5 is that Enterprise keeps track of our mileage, and that mileage is based off of our WIX card that we have associated with that car. And so they're able to keep a rolling tally of that mileage. They know what time is best to replace that car. That's not to eliminate it, it is to replace it. Okay, so there's the first option. I think that maybe some of us are missing on this fleet service program. We have a couple of them that are going to be coming up due. Matter of fact, depending upon a certain mileage I have a question on, most of these will probably be replaced within the next 12 months. Okay, they will be brought back online. So the goal has always been to make sure that you maintain a fleet that is not aged and that we don't lose equity on. So when we look at that number on say we'll just pick the one for number 1 on the line, the 12-month equity position is $10,970. So when that vehicle goes back in, we also get $10,970 to put back in the lease. So it's going to decrease our lease by $10,970, but we'll get another vehicle to replace it. All right. So what it does over time is it gives us a better equity position on those vehicles. But I have this year, and this is part of the conversation we had early on about coming back to the budget during this year to amend it. And part of it is at least 2 new vehicles. So you'd have a rolling 7 new by the end of the year, right? So how many do you need overall to rotate in and out? So you'll see that this is going to start happening every 3 years. It looks like from the mileage is when they start getting replaced, okay? But you never lose a vehicle, and you never have to worry about, we never have to come back to this. Once you figure out what your fleet limit is, or what you want us to set as a fleet limit, if it's 8, if it's 10, if it's whatever it is, we just need to know that so we know how many to add in as we have the funds to do so.
That's why I just surplus at the last council meeting 4 vehicles. And when you replenish this under this contract, you're replacing your 5, but they keep those 5. So the 4 vehicles that we just surplus, you replace those.
Right. Well, your 5.
That's why I was going to take those funds and buy 1. My truck, I had a flat, I had to go get it serviced. I drive my POV today.
Right.
And I normally would have replenished that a year ago.
Right.
So that they're with a different program, and that's why we're being here.
Right.
So But we'll talk about it later on.
Yeah, so the reality is, that, I mean, if you can help me out with, just let me know what your optimum fleet would be for the police department, then we can kind of schedule that out so you have an idea, you can see it in action. So those 5 you have on the lot right now, they will be replaced. There will not be any additional to that. You'll have a lesser payment overall because of the equity that's built into those 5. The 2 new will come in at a newer price, but when those go out, you'll have the equity going in on that, and we'll just add them as you need them. But right now, what I have allocated this coming year, or at least to add 2 more. There could be a potential of more depending on the revenues that we're anticipating. And that goes back
And that's a
to
good
the use of the program.
Again, let's start off 4. And
Yeah.
we need some more units.
But if you can just give me
In the future, that's why we sold and try to get at least 1 more.
right, but it'd be helpful for us to know what you need overall, so we know how to get there and how quickly we need to get there. The more money comes in, the more we can address that issue quicker. Okay. All right. So if you can get that issue for me, it would be helpful. One item on that while we're on the fleet program, I do have. Let's see here. Yes. I think this might be an oversight, and if you can help me with this, I am showing. I know you're selling. We're going to have the Harley Davidson coming up for the sale.
Welch has already approved the
Right.
transaction. I'm waiting on you.
Right. He called me today. So when you look at it, we're seeing that unit has had gas in it, but I mean it's showing mileage, and I'm thinking that maybe somebody is using the wrong card. Have you been using the motorcycle? So we need to, let's see, let me see if I can see on here. Let's see let me see if I can find out whose name is on that card. MC1. But it appears that somebody is using the card. It may be associated with it.
So someone took
Somebody else is
one and put it in a car.
they're using their car and they're putting the gas in it, and the mileage is showing up on the motorcycle and not on the car. So I'm hoping it's not one of the 5, because if it is, it's throwing my numbers off on when to replace that vehicle.
We'll follow.
Okay, all right, if you don't mind.
That's probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't see a name right offhand on who.
Somebody's probably using the wrong card.
Oh, I take it back. Here it is. It's showing Lauer.
Lord, Kevin.
Yeah. So we'll just have, but I can give you a copy of that.
Yeah, he's using the motorcycle for when he fills his vehicle.
I'm assuming his card is probably associated to a different vehicle. I'm sorry, the card he may be using is associated to the motorcycle, and he may not realize that card belongs to the motorcycle.
Very likely.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
If you can help me, just make sure everybody has that, so that way we know when to, hopefully it's not too far off on the mileage, but even if it is, we can make that adjustment, on that. Enterprise is located, I don't know if you saw in the email there that I have in your copy, that Enterprise is, I think to build the new ones, the 27s, it's 21. It's 21 to 31 weeks or something like that, but which means we need to make a decision quite soon on how many we need to get ordered in. Okay. All right. I appreciate it, Chief.
And the CAD.
The CAD, the thing that we brought up here is there's some discussion going on amongst people. I keep hearing it when I go to different meetings with the other mayors in the CAD program. If my understanding with you is correct, is that the CAD program you have now is piggybacked off the sheriff's department. You have one license maybe. I hear there's some movement.
Christie and them were still working.
Okay.
It's still.
But so what I wanted to get to is that I've been hearing about a couple of movements going on over the last couple of years. I've allocated a certain amount of, I've earmarked some funds. Because if something happens that you are not allowed to piggyback off of Calcasieu Parish, we need to be able to do something for you, because you can't operate without that. If my understanding is correct, so I want you to educate me on the cap.
To a certain extent.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think the radio transmissions are gonna go out, that's.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, but there is
I'm
money
not the
allocated
cat
for
person,
us.
Christie's the cat person. It has to do with NCIC and the
Right.
laptops and
Right,
there's a lot of technology and different mechanisms involved in that.
right.
But I know
So if you-
it's easier for the officers because they can do all this stuff and everybody, it all stays in one cycle when they're handling their call. It's more organized.
Right, right. If you get a chance, if you can just kind of give me an overview, so I know, if you kind of give me an idea too, what you think it might cost. I'd rather we take the time and plan for that.
We got a grant for this years ago and we're still kind of waiting on it.
Okay, all right. But we want to make sure that you're not left without, so. All right, I appreciate it, Chief, on that. Number 7, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Don't go with the motorcycle.
So we have a motion to approve resolution 2026-09 for the selling of the 2022 Harley Davidson motorcycle in the amount of $8,000 to Welsh Police Department.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that carries. Okay. Number 8 is a discussion about ordinance property compliance guide to mail out. This is something that we had a discussion in the, let's see, where are we at? We had a discussion in the, I'm sorry, yeah, it's on me. In the town hall last month. And a lot of the folks that were there was in agreement that they think that it'd be good for us to send out this particular item. I think we do have a couple of copies of this if people are interested in it. We're gonna load it up to the website for sure. But they were asking that we take the time to mail it out. I don't know if y'all have mailed out stuff lately. It's getting rather expensive. I don't want to arbitrarily do this. I would like for the council to kind of give me an idea if this is something you want to move forward with. If you've had a chance to read it, it's a pretty simple deal. It is, it deals with all the ordinances, but it's in plain language. It's 3 pages. It literally gives you a schedule in here about any violations and what the time is as far as getting it fixed. It's pretty simple. It tells you what the penalties are. So I think it's probably something that will help the general public to understand that we do have a problem and we're trying to fix it. And this may be one of those items that we can do to help.
So you're suggesting other ways besides mailing it out?
No, ma'am.
Cost?
No, ma'am, they specifically asked that we mail it out, and I just wanted to make sure that, what would really cost? Oh, goodness.
A letter alone is 80-something cents now,
Yeah.
and this will be more than letters, so you're gonna be looking at $1.50 per resident.
How many residents do we have?
1,800,
How many?
1,800 households, so, yeah.
Well, another idea would be, because everybody goes to social media now for everything, we have 2 pages. We have Town of Highway, or Highway Louisiana Be Informed, and then we have Highway Be Informed, which I know we don't run. But is it possible to get with the creator of the Highway Be Informed and have them post it? And then we can also, since the town runs the Highway LA Informed, put it on that as well. So people are not
The
gonna
town,
check their
yeah,
mail.
the town side, we don't have an issue putting it up there. That's easy enough. And I think if folks can just kind of, I think the big scare is if you take and you post that into Highway Be Informed, however many it is that the negative repercussion by posting it. So it's really, that's kind of been the drawback of trying to ask to get that done. There's so many people who
And not
tend to-
everybody's online.
Yeah, not everybody's
I
online.
understand, still mail it out, but there's
Yeah.
enough negative
Sure.
on the social media page anyway. I mean, they're gonna complain about something. I mean,
I was doing mail out, everybody's informed that way,
Right.
everybody gets
and
away.
if they don't open their mail, it's not a problem.
Right.
Plus, it's on our website.
It is on the website?
It will
be.
be. It will
So
be.
will be. Okay.
That's when somebody can say they didn't see it, you receive a letter.
So, as a further discussion on that, we've developed a program to use internally. Right now, it's in the IT department. They're running some tests on it to make sure it's not going to be an issue within our system. And what I'm going to ask the town attorney to do is to review the outline that we have for it. It actually is the first time that we send a letter out. If there's no movement on that letter, it's directly sent to the court clerk, and all the documentation that went with it is there. And that I think the best way we can solve some of the issues you have is that when you have it, you're asking the judge to have a legally binding warrant, whatever it is, to that address, so that it is put before the court and that with all the documentation in order. And this is what we're looking for, is to make sure we have everything there so that there's no loophole for people to back out of. And I think if we make it solid enough, I think we'll get to a point where we can start getting some of this cleared up. And we're gonna get to that at item 12, where we have a problem that's just not getting cleared up. Okay. So I'll get that outline over to you.
Sounds good.
I know you've been on vacation, so I did send it to you.
Before we go
Much
on,
appreciated.
since we're talking about,
That's on 12.
it's on 12?
That's on 12. This is actually where that property
Okay,
is.
that's fine.
Thank you, Ms. Jewell. Okay, at this time, we had amended the agenda to make a motion for the proposal of Waste Pro of Louisiana for solid waste services. I have a motion.
Can I
Sure.
say something real quick? No disrespect to you,
Sure.
but when this discussion or whatever was brought up at a meeting, we were going to go with waste management one more year, and in that year, we would discuss different, companies and what they were gonna cost, and then I think you had called a meeting at the community center, was it?
Mhm.
And it was about the trash pickup. I didn't go to that meeting.
Mhm.
I just don't understand if we voted to keep them for 1 year and then have that time to get these estimates from these other companies, why all of a sudden now that we're wanting to get with another trash company when we voted as a council to have waste management for 1 year? That's, just explain that to me, because I
Okay.
wasn't at that meeting.
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. So what we have is, there was quite a few attempts to have conversations about doing trash pickup ourselves, if we wanted to go to try to find a different person, or if we wanted to continue with waste management. It got to the point where we were running into a time frame that we had to make a decision. There were no conversations were being had about what direction to go. Y'all did make y'all wanted to move forward with that, as is part of the ability of the mayor's office is if I choose not to sign a contract, I have that right. I don't like to do it, but in this particular case, the cost to the general public, the increased cost that was going to come to the general public should not be absorbed by them, because I felt that we did not do our due diligence to make sure that we had looked at everything available to us. So with that particular company, all we had to do was send a letter to them and tell them that we were not going to sign up, for another year. I wasn't signing a contract per se. But again, we haven't done that. This particular company that we have here is not only going to give us the waste pickup, it's also going to give us a debris pickup with the option of a 30-yard roll-off container, so that if in the future, if we choose to put a fence around it and allow people to come in, maybe it's limbs. They want to throw their limbs in that, and we haul it off, at a regular interval. So it gives us a better service. All of the cans on this particular service are chipped. That means that they belong to you and your address. When they pull up, if it reads it doesn't belong there, they're going to locate yours. They're going to find where it's at, and they're going to bring it back to you. So again, they have a very, very robust program. And this particular one, again, is for 10 years. And what it does is it freezes the CPI on this particular contract for 2 years, with an option that we can come back on the third year. And again, this all revolves around our revenue. We're trying to make it to the point where we're not having to raise rates for our customers, our residents. So that's the whole reason behind that. Okay. Any other questions?
What's the cost of the new can?
They're provided in the service.
What is it going to increase? Because it's added to it's going to be on the water bill like it's always been, correct?
What's that?
The cost of this new waste pickup.
This is not going to be, it's not going to increase any more than what waste management will be. We're getting two services in there for the 2148, I believe it is. So you're going to, I think it's 2148.
Yes, sir.
It's close.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, so we're not going to have to go up on the rates. We would have had to go up on waste management if we would have continued with it, which would have been passed on to the folks. Okay. Mr. Eric, can you come forward, please? I'm sorry. I wish we had a microphone we could carry around. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So, quick question. I think I asked this the last time. With the trash pickup. Like for instance, at my residence, I have 2 trash cans. Being that these new cans are chipped and it comes with the service once the contract is signed, what is the extra cost of another can? Since they're chipped, I'm sure that everyone's gonna have chipped cans. Is that true, or are they gonna continue to pick up the ones that's not chipped with other services?
They have been very accommodating to us. Okay, so it depends on how they do it, or how they perceive that it needs to be done. And again, if you've got multiple cans, I think that just having the conversation with them, they'll work something out. As far as the cans that you have currently, if they were provided by Waste Management, or some of us have the purple and gold.
Right.
So you go around town and we got a multicolored group of cans. So if Waste Management picks up theirs, I don't know if they're going to do that or not, if they're going to leave them. But I think the ideal thing is to get the chipped in for folks, and that way I don't know if you've had a can disappear before, but it's not very fun. Where'd my can go?
So the cans that we already have in place, it's not clear that they will pick those up, is what was.
I would assume they probably would.
I think that's going to be a question of a lot of people.
I don't think they're going to be very, and that's what they told me. They said anything that we need to do to accommodate, to work through the process, because it's going to be a process.
Correct.
But anything that they need. The other outstanding thing about this particular company, and I appreciate the question, Mr. Eric, is that during an event where we might have a hurricane, they have the equipment to do what needs to be done, and they can deal directly with FEMA. Okay, so us having to hire a third party or FEMA to get a third party in here, we're not going to have to play that game anymore. So these folks will come in, they'll come in as soon as they can get in, and they can start cleaning up. So I think that's going to be a benefit to us as well. Now, of course, we'll probably have to fund that until FEMA pays us back, but there again, that's what's really neat about it. It's a family-owned company. They're in 11 states. Okay, so they're very good.
And the price, you said it's no increase in the price. So is that no increase in the new price, or is that no increase in the price that's current now?
No current price increase.
Okay.
No current price increase on that. Okay. Which is going to be wonderful news next month.
Right.
When we get to the water.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, Ms. Johnson? Oh, you're going? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. So we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and that motion carries. All right. Let's see. Next item we have is a discussion of the Senior Center, Community Center. Just to kind of give you an overview of what's going on with this, many of you know Mr. Cudla, who's an architect. He has done us a kind of a overview of what we could do to the community center to make it work within the confines of disaster recovery funds that are available from FEMA through the parish, but it has to go through a municipality. So they've asked us to look into this. So we did a very brief on it. We do have some information that is coming up in the next weeks to discuss with CCOA and the funding that they have that they got through the state, that and how it would interact with what we're looking at trying to do in the community center. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we do rent out the community center on occasion. We have a lot of issues with the rental side of it. That community center was built with the concept of it being a community building, okay? It has nowhere in the previous years done anything to offset the cost of the building. So a lot of the services that it was built for no longer have access to it, whether it's wildlife and fisheries to come in and teach gun safety, or it might be animal control coming in and doing a program. It could be an assortment of things that building could be used for, and it hasn't been used for that. I have a big concern because the folks that tend to that community center on the weekends, they are called out at midnight and they have to deal with whatever is on hand at that particular time. I don't think it's a safe environment for folks to be in. And with CCOA having a requirement of being in that building for 5 days a week, if it were to come to that, there can be arrangements made to where we can actually have, all these other organizations that may want to come in as far as nonprofits, whatever it may be, for the community service. It'll also reinstate the Meals on Wheels in town, which was lost because we don't have that facility. So basically what would happen with the community center, it was already designed to have a curtain. You know, the big accordion style curtains in some of these places, conference centers you see, that particular curtain was never installed. So it would literally be put in, and CCOA would have one portion. There'd be an addition onto the backside of the building that would give them a warming kitchen, which would allow for the Meals on Wheels and all the other services. I think there's a couple other things that would go on there as well. So what I'm asking the council to do is to at least have a discussion here in the next couple of weeks. We don't have to make a decision very fast on this. The parish is working with FEMA on those funds that are available. Mr. Skip Broussard has been kind enough to kind of help with some of this as well. So we've got a lot of people trying to work toward this, but I'm asking that the council just consider us stopping the rental on that because of the safety issue with our folks that have to go out at midnight to make sure that folks are cleaning it up and whatnot. We've had some fun times. Not really, right, Ms. Elsie?
No, not really.
And we've had some damage to the center that we have to go in and fix. So it does cost us more than it's worth renting.
It's
Okay.
never made a
It's
profit,
never made a profit whatsoever. So,
ever.
if y'all can just have discussions with me on that so we can kind of decide what direction we want to go with this. I know some of the seniors are here. So they're excited about trying to get into a building. Okay. Any questions? All right. All right, number 10,
11.
I'm sorry, number 11. Motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-08, an ordinance rescinding ordinance 2026-05, an ordinance annexing certain property into corporate limits of the town. Okay. In accordance with the provisions of the revised statute of the state of Louisiana, Title 33, Section 172, following the petition of Progressive Merchants Incorporated and due advertisement. Yep. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-08.
Second.
Do we have any questions on it at all? Okay. All right. All in favor? Okay, and that motion carries. Number 12. Motion to approve project for new sewer manhole located on First Street quoted by KT Construction. Folks, if you'll look at this, we're going to get a young man to come to the podium there, Mr. Hunter. And while I talk about this, and then we'll get his comments. If you look at this, the scope of this work is to provide for a new sewer manhole at the end of First Street. Many of you, actually it's called Foreman Street now, is it not? And it turns into Foreman Road. So anyway, what that is for us to put in a catchment or a sewer manhole. This young man standing in front of us has a piece of property that has been grandfathered in from years ago that's had a septic system on it. With a sump pump that's moving waste into a smaller line down a long ways to another manhole. Okay. The other thing about him is he's trying to sell his property, and so there is other property back there that looks like maybe somebody could build on at some point if you sell it. So getting with our engineers and with our contractors, we believe that probably the best route to go is to put in this sewer manhole so that we can accommodate two things, and that is to be able to receive his outflow without having to have any mechanical system in between, as well as allowing for the any type of new addition back there that would tie into that manhole. So I didn't want to arbitrarily do this, even though I know I'm within my guidelines to do so. I wanted you to be aware of it. And the reason I wanted you aware of it is because of the letter that Mr. Hunter has provided us. I think you've all gotten a copy of it. And so I'm gonna give the floor to you, Mr. Hunter.
All right. You want to start with the manhole and sewer situation, or you want to start with the?
Just go ahead with your situation in general with what you have going on.
Okay, so we live on 103 South Sherman, which is at the end of Foreman Brothers, and it's at the intersection of 103 South Sherman and Foreman Brothers. We have some not so pleasant neighbors that live around there. I'm pretty sure police department, as well as most of you guys, are aware of what's going on back there. Julie, I know you know all about it. It's affecting the sale of the property, and with affecting the sale of that property has 5 different lots on it. So if somebody wanted to, they could come in and build 5 duplexes on there, or they could put 5 homes on there if they wanted to, okay? Without that property getting cleaned up and those things taken care of, the likelihood of that selling to become something that could benefit the town of Iowa with taxpayers, with utilities, and all the other amenities that happen, is probably not gonna happen.
Correct.
Just the other day, I did send this to y'all. I think you'll have a copy of it. Our realtor went to show the property and the home on that property to a potential buyer. As they're on Foreman, going towards South Sherman, there's a guy in the middle of the road with a barbecue pit. He's got 2 pit bulls on the side of him. They've got a stack of couches that are as tall as a house. And that's what the buyer sees when they're going back there to this. So my question to everybody is, if you walked up to a property and that's the first thing you seen, would you buy it? And the lady that went to view the property, she was really interested. She loved the property. She loved the home. Everything was nice. But it scared her to death seeing that guy in the middle of the road, a barbecue pit, dogs, trash, and couches stacked up high. And we have not got a phone call back. That's just one account of how many people that's viewed the property and has gotten turned away. We'll move on to the sewer system because I think you'll get my picture on that part. The sewer system is one, it costs a lot of money to keep it up. You have to have it pumped out regularly. They degrade over years. It actually could be replaced right now. And with trying to sell this property, it is becoming a pain. Also, in our bill, in our water, sewer, trash bill, we are paying for sewer, correct? Well, what that system does is it knocks out all the solids that we have to pay to pump out. So I'm getting charged the price every month for that system that really I shouldn't be paying because I have that system, right? So with the addition of the manhole, we can justify putting that manhole there. And if other other lots decide to build, that we wouldn't need that manual sewer system and it wouldn't affect the homeowner, more appealing to buy, more people in the neighborhood, so on and so forth. So that's where we stand on that, and that's kind of what I wanted to present today.
Mr. Hunter, if I could ask you a question, can you explain to us exactly why you moved down?
So I work away, I work about an hour and a half away from here in Johnson Bayou. I have a wife and one little girl. She's 4 years old. She is autistic. And the activity that goes on in the neighboring properties scares my wife to death. There's no way I can go to work when I work nights comfortably feeling like they're safe. I've called the cops a few times. I've had individuals on dope that are just out there yelling and fighting demons, and whatever the dope's making them see, that's what they see. And I know it's probably not the best way to approach it, but that's what it is. I mean, he walks up to the house screaming, hollering, hooping, and cussing, and you smell the dope from the neighbors. That's two of the reasons.
They have children living there too.
Not to mention, it is 1 block away from the elementary school. 1 block. I could throw a baseball to the elementary school. Yo. Is that what we really want around our schools? We have 1 resource officer at that school. Y'all know as well as I do, in those kind of homes, there's one person. If they're all on that stuff, what's going to happen? When you have kids playing right outside, a deal goes bad over there, guns start firing, kids are out there playing. How are we going to explain to those parents, I'm sorry, we knew about this, but your kid got shot by a stray bullet? Because that's what happens with that kind of stuff. So that's the reason we decided to move out of Iowa. We built the home in the Blue Settlement, and it was for our sake.
Hate to see you go, for sure. I mean,
Been a resident in Iowa for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And just enough was enough.
Right. So what I'm going to ask is for the council to tell me if they're okay with us going ahead with that manhole, that they wouldn't have any objection to it. I just want to make sure that we're clear on why we're doing it here in public. On the other side of it, I think it would be beneficial if we were to have the attorney, Mr. Russ, if you don't mind, if you can write a letter of demand to the property owner, because the person living in it is not the property owner. And we have, I'm assuming it's about 6 acres, a mobile home, a camper, a trailer full of, I don't know what it is. It looks like somewhat of a dog pound back there as well. But we have a lot of things that need to be taken care of. This is the same people that literally ran an extension cord from the house on Sherman across Foreman to give electricity to that piece of property that's got the couches stacked on it. It's the same one they ran the water hose across. We were mowing along the side, and if it wouldn't have been for the employee paying attention, he would have run over that electric line. So we were able to get a cease and desist from the building code inspector to that particular property owner. We have attempted on several occasions to work with these folks to try to get this thing done. They are refusing to do anything. So I'll get you that information, but that's kind of where we stand on this. Okay.
We need a motion
Actually,
Just on the manhole.
it just,
on the manhole.
yeah, just on the manhole if you want to pursue that.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Second, Mr. Gerald, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
All right.
We appreciate it.
And we'll keep up with you, Mr. Hunter. You've got my email and phone number. We'll get the attorney here to get a letter of demand out, but I think somehow we've got to get, most probably, there is a young child involved in that home, at least one that I know of. We may have to get health services involved. I'm not quite sure how that's going to go. Okay.
Thank y'all for your help.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Okay. Mr. Kenneth?
I have one question about the manhole. So by putting this new manhole in, the property won't be grandfathered anymore, and they'll have to run sewer line to whoever the new property owner is going to be.
Well, the discussion that Mr. Hunter and I had is he'll need to bring his line to the manhole. So it won't even be, that manhole will not be on his property. It'll be at the end of Foreman, and it'll be to the right of way of
But the property, the 6 different properties that you talked about, those, now you have a manhole there to service it.
Correct, yeah.
It is.
All right. Okay, item 13. We have an introduction of ordinance 2026-09, an ordinance providing for the levy and collection of a 1% sales tax and use tax by the town of Iowa, Louisiana, in perpetuity beginning July 1st, 2027, in accordance with provisions and terms of Chapter 2D of Subtitle 2, Title 47 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes of 1950, as it may be amended, Uniform Local Sales Tax Code. If you remember, we voted on that in the election in May. This was that tax in perpetuity. This is the one that helps our police department. So this is what we're looking at, the introduction. Okay. Any questions? Any questions, council? We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a second. All in favor? And we are adjourned. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
Matt. Eric. Tell Matt we're going to see.
Oh.